Hello everyone, welcome to yet another episode of Connected Series adventured by Frames Alumni Association of FCRIT. In this episode, we have a special guest, Mr. Rowland Dominic. Mr. Rowland Dominic completed his bachelor's degree in information technology from FCRIT in the year 2007. It would be great if we could hear about him and his career path from himself. So, could you please introduce yourself?
Hi. First of all, hi to you and everyone who's going to watch this video. My name is Rowland Dominic, and as you mentioned, I'm 2017. I did pass out. So regarding my career path, 2017, I passed out engineering from IT field. I worked for TCS for 2 years. And right now, it's been 2 years, I'm working for a digital marketing company as a manager. And I'm also a property consultant, which I just started right now with my friend. And by night, I turned into a comedian, which I started doing by the start of this year. So that's me. A lot of people are way more qualified than actually I am. They should be coming and talking here. But my career path has been so different, so maybe I can give you guys more about my career path and things that I have chosen in life and why I did it. So yeah, so on to you again. Thank you.
So you just mentioned that you shifted from IT industry to a digital marketing industry. What made you take this decision and how were things different?
So basically, I worked for TCS for 2 years, right? And TCS is a different, it's a multinational company. It's actually a service-based company. So when I shifted from a company which was a multinational, and right now I'm working for a company which was a startup before, right? The whole environment, the culture, everything was so very different when I started working here. But what I'm trying to say is, I would suggest people who are just graduating or planning to work in any of the fields, I would suggest you all to work for a startup company because the advantages of a startup company is the hierarchy is really small. There's a lot of exposure that you get here. You really learn a lot of things quickly and you try to understand a lot of things better with your teammates. And as you get a lot of exposure and everything, you know where your efforts are being put into your work and everything. So I would strongly recommend you to go for a startup. And most importantly, I would like to say is don't just get a job for the sake of getting a job. Do some research before what you really want to do after engineering. Like if you like coding and you really want to do coding, then see which language that you really like, because I'm from IT field, so I can maybe relate with it. If you like Java or you like PHP or Python or any language, then try to get into a company that specializes in it or makes apps with respect to that, or something with respect to. So when you get inside a company like this, you will start learning a lot more and dig more deeper in it. So that's one thing. And there's nothing against big companies, multinational. Even those companies are really good if you get the right opportunity there. But I also want to say, like to add that any company that you're working for, right, and you don't see what that company is giving you. You see that, you see actually what that company is giving you, right? Your job, your salary, your job title is not really important. You see if you are growing along with the company is providing what you really want, and you see yourself there. So I would suggest start exploring now itself, other than engineering, what you really like to do, what you really like to get into. So that's another thing. So yeah.
So you also mentioned that you do comedy as well. So how did you get into comedy?
So basically during lockdown, I got really frustrated working, sitting at home, doing the 9-to-5 job. And later I realized I need to do something out of the box, something that's different than my regular life that I'm having. So it struck me during lockdown that maybe I can write scripts and something like that, make jokes. And I used to watch a lot of stand-up shows. I like a lot of comedians. I've been watching it since I was a small kid. But then I never knew that even I would get into this, but then I started writing, and it was really fun writing and making jokes. It's actually an art form where you try to make people laugh, right? Every art form is different. So this is the art form which is way too different. And this year I started doing it. I connected with like-minded people, like who are already into comedy and stuff. And I asked them like, how do you perform? What do you do? How's the thing here? It's really nice. There are a lot of venues in Bombay where like the J Spot, the Habitat, and places like that. I haven't actually been to a lot of them. I've been to some of them where there are open mics and stuff like that, wherein people can come and showcase their talent, be it anything, singing, rap, poetry, whatever you really want to do. Comedy is also one thing that they look into it. So you can just come there, audiences are there, you can just perform there, you can work on your skills. And there are venues where they see that if you're doing really well in what you're doing, they will only come to you and they're telling you you can do more time here, right? More jokes for the audience and all. Right, and these venues, there are also some famous people who come in and they perform. So once you get better, so the venue helps you to put them in their lineup of doing the shows, and wherein you get the exposure of their audience, and then you really know how well you are doing. Comedy when I started was actually very, very different because I'm actually pretty new at this. I just started doing it. I'm learning and exploring. But I love doing this thing. So yeah, that's me in comedy scene. If anyone really wants to do or get into something like this, I would suggest you just start doing it as a hobby or a side, a personal thing. It's always fun to get out of your comfort zone and do something which is way different than the normal regular life that you're having.
Lastly, is there any message you would like to give to the students of FCRIT?
Yeah, so basically what I want to say is that the engineering and the career path that everyone is taking, everything is a very small part of your life. The engineering and the whole life where you have been just studying, sitting in a classroom is way different than the real world out there. In the real world, it's how you put yourself, how you grab your opportunities, how you present yourself to the world is very important. Because in colleges, be it engineering or be it any degree, there it's a batch of 60 people, and you compete with your classmates, right? And the same thing once you get to the real world, you start competing with the world, and you realize that you're in this rat race where everyone is just trying to climb up the ladder or something like that, which is very wrong. People fail to understand that every person is very unique in their own way, and you have to compete with yourself. You need to get better than you were yesterday, right? You should be finding what you really like, right? Be it anything, because see, engineering is just a small part in your whole career. Life is much more. If you want to be a painter, a rapper, singer, you want to do anything, or you want to be a data analyst, or you want to get into coding, or anything I'm saying, anything you wish to do with your life, okay? Or even a YouTuber, or you just want to be famous or do anything, start doing it. You're like, there's no right time in this world. You just start doing it because there's this one life that you have got, and what I would say is that there's this one life that you have got, then you should start doing it, because you don't want to live in your 50s with regrets saying ki yaar maine ye kyun nahi kiya. So I also suggest that keep learning. Knowledge is wealth. Make sure that whatever you do, give your 100%. Make sure that you love what you really do, and instead of waiting for the results, fall in love with the process that actually getting there. I never imagined myself being here 4 years down the line, to be very honest. It's been 4.5 years after my engineering, I guess. And I never thought that I would be doing comedy by night. I'm into a digital marketing company. I'm also a property consultant. I never imagined things turned out like this. But I'm really happy that I'm here. So my point is, just go out there, get out of your comfort zone, make sure that you do whatever you really want to do with life, because there's just one life.
Thank you so much for your wise words. This was today's episode of Connected series. Thank you.